Hello, hello, my horror hounds. Sugar Pants here again with another moldy movie. 1994's Brainscan. A movie starring a tortured teen who's all about horror movies and video games. One day he's selected to take part in testing a brand new game that claims to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But it turns out to be just a little more real than he expected. But is this game worth a day one purchase, or should it be left on the marketplace until a price drop or two? Let's scan through all that extra DLC, aka the sleaze docket, and find out. We have 5 dead bodies, 9 cups blood, 1 cup eye goo, 2 naked breasts, gratuitous flashback dreamery, gratuitous strobe light effects, absentee single parent cliche, epic 90s teen bedroom cliche, it was all a dream cliche, teenager principal verbal headbutting cliche, 1 handectomy, 1 car crash mangled knee, knife to the back times 4, 1 foot ectomy, 1 gunshot to the chest, shotgun blast to the chest, finger breakage, eye gouging, hand scratching, ton of bricks to the head, scissors to the stomach, 1 partial shunting, 1 head deep throating, Tom Peepery, video camera assisted Tom Peepery, Alexa foreshadowing, 3 stoogery, milk chuggery, disappearing reappearing limp, raw chicken gnawing, and fragile friendship breakage. Our torrid tale is all about Michael, an unfortunate youth who was involved in a car crash at a young age that destroyed his knee and killed his mom. And since it's a single parent situation in the 90s movie, Dad's never around. But he makes sure to spend tons of money to keep Junior supplied with material goods, always a fine substitute for love and affection. He peeps on the girl next door, hangs out in his impossibly epic bedroom, and video chats with his friends on his voice-activated video phone. You know, just like the ones we all had in the mid-90s. Michael and his buddy Kyle run the school's horror club, where they take part in movies, video games, magazines, anything related to horror. He orders material for the club, and one evening makes a phone call to a company's ad in Fangoria magazine. The operator explains that their video games are the
most frightening experience you'll ever have the displeasure of coming into contact with.
Sure it is.
But our jaded Mountain Dew chugging, been there done that extreme teen with a whole life of experience is less than impressed. Until the operator sends Michael into a strobe effect seizure. Somehow. And tells him he has been selected to play Death by Design. And a movie like this wouldn't be complete without the man stepping all over our hero. The principal questions the academic quality of the horror club and shuts it down, barring strict approval of all future material, adding to the sad sack nature of Michael, who pouts whenever he doesn't get what he wants. But it's short-lived, as he's already received his brand new game in the mail. Jesus, less than 24-hour delivery service? How many underpaid employees are pissing in empty bottles and collapsing on the factory floor to see that kind of business model? He pops in the disc, dials up Brainscan, and blocks all incoming calls. The voice on the phone tells him he'll be experiencing mind program entry, and that he must stalk and kill within the game's time limit. Failing to do so will mean he won't get to play the future chapters of the game. The program begins. Strobe lights flash, and Michael is put into the program. The voice leads him through, breaking into a house and instructing him to choose a weapon. Personally, I'd choose the spatula, or as I like to call it, hard mode. He heads upstairs and after a bit of hesitation, offs the poor sleeping bastard and cuts off his foot. Michael wakes up from his trance with almost 10 minutes to spare, amazed at what he just experienced. Unfortunately, the next day he catches the news and finds out the murder really happened and the victim's severed foot is in his bedroom's freezer. His phone rings, the game boots up, and a head pops out from the TV, and we're finally introduced to the movie's reason for existing. Trickster, a badass digital ghoul who is pure personality, chewing the scenery and blasting Primus for our viewing earballs. Long story short, Trickster is there to keep Michael playing each chapter of the game, adding to the kill count and showing him how to fix any mistakes in order to avoid being caught by the police. And the rest of the movie turns into a bit of a cat and mouse game between Michael and the detective investigating the murders, played by the always awesome Frank Langella. But even though it's shown that Michael is out in reality doing the murders, we do get some video game tropes like crouching in the tall grass, making the player completely invisible to the NPCs. Never certain if Trickster is someone to ever fully trust, Michael keeps finding himself deeper in the shit, worried he'll be caught at any moment. At one point, he discovers he's gone so far as to murder his own best friend to make sure no one rats him out. Trickster says the final victim Michael must kill to end the game is a witness who knows what he's doing. And it just so happens to be the cute little girl next door he's totally in love with. He goes to finish it all off, but instead of killing Kimberly, he has it out with Trickster, who admits that he's, in fact, Michael. And then he fucking eats him! But Michael ultimately wins the fight, denies Trickster's game, and refuses to kill the girl. Yay! Happy ending, right? Well, not before Trickster opens the door to Detective Hayden, who marches into the bedroom and shoots Michael dead. But it was all a dream. J.R. Ewing was never dead, and this whole season was just a giant fuck you to the audience. Oh, wait a second, that's the wrong dream. Michael snaps out of his induced trance and nothing about it really happened, which is always a great thing to do in your movie. Totally erase the previous 65 minutes. Kyle comes over, alive and well, and Michael goes all Ebenezer Scrooge on his ass.
Hello, you there, boy.
Me, sir?
Yes, you, my good fellow. What day is today?
Today? Why, it's Christmas Day, of course.
The spirits did it all in one night.
Michael heads over to Kimberly's party to tell her how he feels, and she tells him she's already seeing someone. But then tells him he might have a chance if things don't work out. Yay! Our hero is the love interest Plan B. And the movie ends with Michael giving his copy of Brainscan to the principal, and we see Trickster applaud him for passing the disc to the next player. Wait. So the whole damn thing was a game, and none of it was real. So why the fuck isn't Michael freaking the shit out at seeing Trickster in the principal's office? Like, this is not a smug little ha-ha moment. This is a holy fucking shit, what's real and what isn't, and I probably shouldn't be so cavalier about this kind of ending. The end. Boy, I tell you, Brainscan is definitely one of those movies that shows just how much opinions can change in 30 years or so. I saw this one when it first came out, and I remember really liking it. But upon watching it today, boy, there's a lot left to be desired on this one. It feels like it's a high-profile movie studio trying to cater to the trashy horror movie market and not fully prepared to go to the extremes to get those fans. I tend to like my movies a bit more gory and skin-filled, and this one just felt a little too highbrow for its own good. And, unfortunately, there's some footage of some slimy practical special effects that were left on the cutting room floor, showcasing exactly what I'm talking about. During the sequence when Trickster eats Michael, we get this nasty-looking merged version of the two climbing all over Kimberly's bed while she screams gloriously. More of this, please! But it's definitely a product of its time. A video game that actually prompts the player to kill and isn't just a convenient scapegoat for 90s politicians looking to get their names out there for not doing anything to solve society's real problems? I can practically hear Jack Thompson and Joe Lieberman beating off over this one. Since 80s nostalgia has been wrung completely dry and 90s nostalgia is being rifled through pretty hardcore now, this is one of those movies I would actually like to see get the remake treatment. The movie's concept is a good one, but the execution is lacking. And I'd like to see someone take another shot at this. Edward Furlong starred as Michael in this one. To be honest, I feel like he got a lot of undeserved work in the 90s thanks to his breakout starring role as John Connor in Terminator 2: Judgment Day. Unfortunately, instead of capitalizing on that big break, he appeared to sleepwalk through a lot of his performances over the next several years. Brainscan director John Flynn apparently even stated how much he disliked working with Furlong because of his lacking talent and discipline. Personally, I don't dislike the guy, I just hate to see someone squander an opportunity that could have been bankrolled into a massive career. Furlong got his movie start in Terminator 2, the same year Leonardo DiCaprio got his start in Critters 3. T. Ryder Smith played Trickster in this and is definitely the main reason you should give this one at least one view when you've got nothing else on the watch list. He also voiced Sander Cohen in BioShock and was Baron Underbite in 7 episodes of The Venture Brothers. So, with that visceral, virtual vexation vanquished, it's time to say bon voyage for now. And until I greet you again, this is your old pal Sugar Pants. See you in your dreams.